I still remember the last real conversation we had. The funny thing is, I didn't know it would be the last one. There was no argument, no betrayal, no dramatic ending where we promised never to speak again. It was just a normal conversation like hundreds of others before it. We laughed about something stupid. We talked about life. We said we should meet up soon, and honestly, I believed we would. Back then, it felt impossible to imagine a future where we weren't friends. We had been through too much together. We shared secrets, inside jokes, embarrassing stories, and dreams about the future. If something good happened in my life, they were one of the first people I wanted to tell. If something went wrong, they were one of the first people I called. Some friendships become such a normal part of your life that you stop imagining life without them. You assume they'll always be there. Not because you talk about it, but because it simply feels true. And maybe that's why losing those friendships hurts differently. Not because they ended badly, but because you never expected them to end at all. At first, nothing seemed different. A missed message here and there, a canceled plan, a delayed reply. Small things that happen to everyone. I told myself they were busy. Then I became busy too. Work started demanding more of my time. Responsibilities grew. Life became filled with deadlines, bills, commitments, and things I never had to think about when we were younger. Weeks passed, then months. Every now and then, one of us would send a message saying we should catch up soon, but somehow, soon never came. And the strange thing about drifting apart is that it rarely happens in one moment. It happens so slowly that you don't notice it while it's happening. Then one day, you're scrolling through your phone and realize you can't remember the last real conversation you had with someone who once knew everything about your life. I remember finding an old photo of us one evening. We were laughing about something I can't even remember anymore. Looking at that picture felt strange. For a moment, it felt like nothing had changed. Then reality hit me. The person in that photo was now someone I hadn't spoken to in a very long time. And honestly, that realization hurt more than I expected. For a while, I kept wondering what happened. Did I do something wrong? Did they? Was there a moment where things changed and neither of us noticed? I replayed old memories in my mind, trying to find an answer that would make sense. But eventually, I realized there wasn't one. There was no villain in the story, no single mistake, no dramatic reason. Life just kept moving. And sometimes life moves people in different directions. We often hear about heartbreak when relationships end, but nobody really talks about friendship heartbreak. Nobody talks about the sadness of realizing someone who once felt like family is now a stranger to your everyday life. Nobody talks about how weird it feels when you still care about someone, but no longer know what's happening in their world. You see their name occasionally, maybe a social media update, maybe a birthday reminder, maybe a memory that appears unexpectedly. And for a second, you wonder if they ever think about you too. You wonder if they ever remember the conversations, the laughs, the difficult days you helped each other through. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. The truth is, you never really know. As I got older, I started noticing that this experience is far more common than most people realize. Almost everyone carries a friendship like this somewhere in their heart. Someone they thought would always be there. Someone they assumed would be part of their future. And maybe that's why this topic feels so emotional, because it reminds us that life doesn't always take things away through conflict. Sometimes it takes things away through time, through distance, through changing priorities, through responsibilities that slowly consume our attention. And the hardest part is accepting that not every meaningful relationship is meant to last forever. Some people enter your life during a chapter when you need them most. They help shape who you become. They teach lessons. They give you memories that stay with you for years. Their role was real, even if it wasn't permanent. For a long time, I saw that as something sad, but now I see it differently. Maybe the goal was never to keep every friendship forever. Maybe the goal was to appreciate them while they were there and carry the good memories forward. Sometimes the saddest friendships aren't the ones that end with an argument. They're the ones that end with silence. No goodbye. No final conversation. Just two people slowly becoming strangers while life keeps moving around them. But even then, those friendships still matter. They helped shape part of your story. They helped shape part of who you are today. And maybe that's enough. So, if there's a friend you've been thinking about while listening to this, know that you're not alone. Most of us have someone like that, someone we still remember, someone we still wish well, someone who was once part of our everyday life and is now part of our memories. So let me ask you something simple. Have you ever had a friend you thought would always be there? And if this story connected with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Win for more honest conversations about the things people rarely talk about.